Good morning, dear students. Today we are going to start with our lesson number 3, that is inside the system unit. Students, in this chapter we are going to learn about the system units and the various components inside the system unit. So let us start with it. First one is, what is system unit? System unit is a box-like case that stands near the monitor. This one, the one which you are viewing on your screen, is the system unit. It is the most important part of the computer system. It protects the internal electronic components of the computer system from the damage. It is also called computer case. So students, as we all know that the electronic components of the most storage devices in the computer resides inside the system unit. Okay, now we are going to see the components inside the system unit. There are various components inside the system unit. Motherboard, CPU, RAM, disk drive and power supply. So my dear students, let us have a look on all these components of the system unit one by one. First one is motherboard. A motherboard is a large circuit board inside the system unit. It is also known as system board or main board. My dear students, as you can see the motherboard on your screen, what does it contains? It consists of many different type of chips like microprocessor, which is also called processor or central processing unit. The next component is inside the system unit is CPU, that is the central processing unit. My dear students, just like our brain controls every part of our body, right? In a similar way, computer also has a brain which controls every part of the computer. So the brain of the computer is called central processing unit. CPU is also called processor or microprocessor. Now we are going to have a look on the functions of the CPU. The main function of the CPU is to control the functions performed by the other components of the computer. Dear students, as from the name you can know central processing unit, it means that everything to be processed passes through CPU. Okay, so CPU is used to process the instructions, perform calculations and manage most of the operations. Okay, so basically it carries out the instructions operated by the computer. Next one is parts of CPU. CPU contains the following parts. First one is control unit and the second one is arithmetic and logic unit. So students, again I am repeating, there are two parts of CPU, control unit and arithmetic and logic unit. These two components work together to perform different processing operation. Let us have a look on these parts one by one. First one is control unit. Control unit is a part of the CPU which directs and coordinates most of the operations and instructions in the computer. Okay students. Next one is arithmetic and logic unit. It is the another part of the CPU which performs arithmetical operations, comparison operations and logical operations. So what are arithmetic operations? Arithmetic operations include operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. Next one is comparison operations. involve comparing one data with another. For example, greater than, equal to, less than or not equal to. All these are comparison operations. Third one is logical operations. It uses the conditions such as and, or, and, not. Next is speed of CPU. My dear students, the speed of the CPU is measured in megahertz or gigahertz. The faster the speed of the CPU, the faster the computer can operate. So the speed of the CPU is increasing day by day. The third component inside the system unit is random access memory, that is RAM. RAM is a memory device attached to the motherboard. What is the function of the RAM? When a program is started, it is first loaded in the RAM. RAM is also called primary memory or main memory. Next is disk drives. Disk drives are used for holding or storing the data, instructions and information for future use. There are different types of disk drives like hard disk drive, CD-ROM or DVD drive or Blu-ray drive. All these are the disk drives located inside the system unit. Let us have a look on all these one by one. First one is hard disk drive. Hard disk drive is used to store the data and information for the future use. Next is CD-ROM or DVD disk drive. The CD-ROM and DVD disk drive reads the information stored on the CDs or DVDs. And the third one is Blu-ray disk drive. The Blu-ray disk drive is used to read the information stored on the CDs, DVDs or Blu-ray discs. So all these are different types of disk drives. Next one is ports. My dear students, as you can see on your screen, this is the back side of the system unit. It contains many holes or slots, right? So what are ports? Ports are holes or slots on the back of the system unit where the computer devices are plugged in. Okay, so as you can see, there are many ports. For keyboard, keyboard port is there. For mouse, mouse port is there. Power port, USB port, monitor port, network, speaker port, microphone port, game port and modem port. So all these ports are the holes or slots on the back of the system unit. So I hope students you enjoyed learning about system units and various components inside the system unit. Thank you so much.